Today we're going to talk about making sure you have balance in your life. Now I'm going to be a little vulnerable here and share with you what I consider to be literally the biggest regret in my life, with the hopes that it'll help you. I want to keep you from making the same mistake that I made. I know many of you are very driven, and many of you know that I've made a ton of money, lost a ton of money, and then made a ton of money again. But what I really haven't talked about much are my two kids, who I love more than life itself. My daughter's name is Alex. She's 25 and she's living in Japan teaching English. And my son is Miles and he lives near me and he's 21 and he's learning real estate from me. Now, I was brought up to believe by society or by my upbringing or by my environment that what was most important was to be a financial success. And I was so focused on being a financial success that other areas of my life suffered. And that even included my health and I think to a small part my children. Now, although I was home every night when my children were growing up and I'd read to them every night and I'd play with them, I can't say that I was always there with them mentally or completely present. And that, my friend, is my biggest regret in life. Now, don't get me wrong, I have an incredible relationship with both of them, but my focus back then, when I didn't pay attention to balance in my life, wasn't up to my standards. Now, I want to share with you a simple exercise that'll hopefully prevent some of you from falling into that same trap, but also to help you not just have a life of achievement, but more importantly, a life of fulfillment. And one of the key components to fulfillment comes from balance. Now, this exercise I'm going to have you do actually does require you to write something down, but it's very powerful. So if you want to shut me off for a minute and come back to me when you've got a pen and paper, then do that. So let's do it. So get a sheet of paper and then draw a large circle on it, okay? Big circle. Then what I want you to do is draw some lines across it like this, like it's a pie, okay? Now I'm going to draw 3 lines so that I've got 6 wedges, okay? And leave those slices. So I want you to think about the most important areas of your life and I want you to draw those around the outside edge of the circle, okay? So maybe you'll have health. You'll have relationship, maybe your intimate relationship with your spouse or your intimate relationship, maybe children, maybe business. Most people don't have more than 6 areas, and if you do, draw another slice. But family, friends. So the most important areas of your life, you're going to draw around the outside edge, okay? You could have business, finances. Anyway, so this gives you an idea. Now, whatever you focus on regularly in your life is what I want here for you. Now, pretending that the middle here is 0 and the outside edge is 10, I want you to rate yourself in each area by drawing a line across the wedge. So, for example, let's say that in business I think I only have a 2. I'm going to draw a line right there. But in family, I'm an 8. I'm going to draw a line here. Let's say in friends, I think that I'm a 6. I'm going to draw a line here. In health, I always beat myself up on my health, so I'm going to say I'm a 3 in health. In relationship, I've got an extraordinary relationship with my wife, so I'm going to say I'm a 9. With my children, I think I'm about an 8 now. So that's what you do. Now, once you have the lines drawn, I want you to shade in the area between the 0 and where your line is. So you're going to just shade this area in, and I'm not going to blacken it in here because it'll take me all day, but you guys get the idea. You want to shade the area in between your line and the middle, okay? So do that, and really do this, guys. Don't just do this in your head. Do this on paper because the visual is very important, okay? So anyway, now I've shaded that in, okay? Now, this is what I'm going to call your wheel, okay? And in most cases, your wheel is going to look very lopsided because like most people, you'll feel like you're more successful in some areas of your life than others. Now, I want you to imagine driving down a highway on that wheel at high speeds. And I know if you're watching this, that you're likely move through life with passion and purpose and drive because you're a driven person. Now, that'd be a pretty bumpy ride if your wheel looked like that, wouldn't it? And I'm guessing it does. Now, this isn't really important exercise to see what areas of your life need your attention. Whatever you do, like I said, don't do this in your head. Write it down. The visual is very important. So write down each important area of your life. Grade yourself like I just did on a scale of 1 to 10. Now let's take that and incorporate it into what I suggest you do every week when you do your weekly planning. Now you do weekly planning, right? Because if you don't, I'm going to suggest you do. Every week I do a weekly planning session called my Hour of Success. And I have typed up a list of the items in every area of my life that I need to sit and think about and give some attention to when I'm planning my week. My list includes things like my children, my wife, my family, my friends, my health, my employees, my business, different aspects of my business. Now, like I said, I don't just write down business. I've listed every specific aspect of my business to remind me to think about each area. I have things like marketing, public relations, my website, my Google AdWords campaign, my sales, my investors, the deals I'm looking at, property management, leasing, and on and on. And you'll have different things for you, but you want to list every detailed area in your life so you remember to think about it. And you're going to come up with tasks for every area of your life. And if you do this every week, you maintain balance. No part of your life ends up lacking your attention, okay? Now, I also have powerful questions on my Weekly of Success worksheet. Now, I have this as a Word document, and I have all these different areas of my life listed, and I have questions that I ask myself, like, what can I do to amaze my wife this week? How can I create magic moments with my kids? And guys, success is hugely important, but not without balance and fulfillment. Your partners need you, your spouse needs you, your children need you, your employees need you, your family and friends all need you. And by planning every week and giving thought to these important areas of your life, nothing is lacking. I'm Khleif, wishing you incredible passion and massive success in your business and in your life.